double check those. All right, we're all good there. Once again, leading scorer for the Falcons from CUW is Jordan Johnson. He comes in 4th in the conference, averaging 17.6 points per game, and also 8th in the conference at 6.5 rebounds per contest, and 6th in the conference, shooting 85% from the free throw line. Also averaging double digits is Joey Zietzlow, 13 points per game, and he is 3rd on the team in rebounding at 5.7. And then Brandon Keller is averaging 12.6 points per game and 7.1 rebounds. Keller also comes in 3rd in the conference in field goal percentage at 59%. Zietzlow is 10th in that category at 51%. Meanwhile, the Muskies are led in scoring by Carlos Campos at 12.8. Jaquan Pegues not too far behind, 11.7. And Trenton Nickel, 8.3, and Zach Hotstein, 9.8. Rebounding-wise, the Muskies are led by Isaac Anderson at 6.1 per game. Anderson is also 5th in the conference at 58%, shooting from the field goal, from the floor. And then Nickel is 9th in the conference at 51.8%, but 4th in the conference at 45.5% from beyond the arc. And Tylen Huff, the freshman sensation, has really come on the second half, is shooting 48% the second half from beyond the arc. So both teams have gone to their respective benches. We'll have our national anthem, and then we'll get to those starting lineups.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Busadona Wilson Gymnasium for this afternoon's Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference matchup between the Concordia University Wisconsin Falcons and your Lakeland Muskies. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, first for the Concordia Wisconsin Falcons at guard, he's 6'2 sophomore from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, number 2, Jared Juris. At forward, he's 6'3 senior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 4, Lake George. And at guard, he's 6'5 junior from Oak Creek, Wisconsin, number 12, Joey Zietzlow. And at forward, he's 6'7 sophomore from Plymouth, Wisconsin, number 15, Brandon Keller. And at guard, he's 6'6 junior from Cedarburg, Wisconsin, number 24, Jordan Johnson. Falcons are coached by Sean Cassidy in his 13th year, assisted by Dan Miller, John Kane, and Patrick Doherty. As the intro music cues up here for the Muskies. So first at guard, a 5'9 junior from Beloit, Wisconsin, number 4, Jaquan Pegues. Also at guard, a 6' senior from Janesville, Wisconsin, number 10, Carlos Campos. And at guard, a 6'4 freshman from New Orleans, Louisiana, number 12, Tony White. And a guard, a 6'1 junior from Kiel, Wisconsin, number 24, Trenton Nickel. And at forward, a 6'5 senior from Linden, Wisconsin, number 35, Isaac Anderson. Muskies are coached by Sam Schrader in his third year, assisted by Kurt Jansen, Marcus Wiegert, and Joshua McNeil. I watched the first matchup for these two on the internet, like a lot of people did that weren't able to make it down there, and both teams are just on fire. That basket seemed like it was about 5 feet wide, or in circumference, I should say, as neither team could miss. And Juris, I remember he made his first 4 or 5 shots from beyond the arc, so quite the shootout. So Muskies going in defensive tip, and CUW will counteract that just a tad bit by putting Lake George into their front court. Falcons wearing their royal blue uniforms with the white lettering and trim. Muskies control the tip. And the Muskies wearing their home whites with the navy lettering and gold trim. Falcons starting out in a man-to-man defense. McGee's just a bit off on that one. White tries to tip it to himself. Not really a box out there by Zietlow, but it was effective nonetheless. So Juris will bring it up. CW's already, there's a nice little, almost a strip there. Keller gets it back, puts it back in. CW is one of 3 teams that has already qualified for the NACC tournament, although the final order has not been determined. As Ben Ewan, Wisconsin Lutheran lead the conference, both at 13-2 records, and CW 1 game behind them. Meanwhile, there is a tight battle here for positions 4, 5, and 6. As MSUE, Lakeland, and Rockford all have identical 8 and 7 records in conference coming in. And it's going to be the first foul on Anderson, first team foul. Concordia playing the little 2-man games on the wings here. Johnson fires it up. Big Geese grabs that board, brings it to the floor, out to Campos. Some driving kicks. Back out to the corner for Pegues. He's going to work his way in the middle, tries to get over the top of Keller, can't quite do it. Keller gets that rebound, puts up the floor to Juris. Juris will turn that corner. And that time he's been a little too unselfish. He probably should have taken that one in. He had a wide open lane to the basket there. Now, Juris, though, in his defense on that one, he is averaging 7.3 assists per game, which is tops in the NACC this season. And Pegues keeps it alive. Unfortunately, not enough, as the Falcons convert on the Muskie turnover. Out to an early 4-0 lead here on an overcast afternoon at the Moose. White gets in deep, gets a reverse layup, can't finish it, gets his own rebound, however. And another offensive rebound for the Muskies on the misattempt by Anderson. Anderson going to take it in low. He's going to give it up to White. White puts it in that time to give Anderson the assist, and the Muskies are on the board. No question that the Falcons are looking for a little revenge here in this one, as they were downright embarrassed at home. And there's a nice drive by Lake George. Campos for three. That's a little off the backside. Keller grabs it. Zips across court to Juris. He'll zip it back over here to Zietlow. Yep, they're going to call a hand check on that one. And that'll be Tony White's first, second on the Muskies. Juris to inbound from the far side in front of the student section there. And White's going to pick up two quick ones. And that's going to prompt our first sub for the game. And checking in for him is number 23, Zach Hassenstein, a 6'3" junior guard from Sheboygan, Wisconsin. That's going to be an offensive foul as Keller dipped that shoulder just a tad too much. So his first foul, team's first. And Anderson's not going to back down one iota. Muskies working their motion. Oh, there's a steal attempt by George. Just a bit short on Hostine, his first shot attempt of the afternoon. And that's going to be an easy one to call as well, as George just ran over Campos. So that'll be George's first foul, team second. So good defensive stance here by the Muskies. Coach Cassidy's trying to argue, saying he slid over, but Carlos was almost camped out there. He was starting to rub the sticks together and create a fire. He's there so long. Little jump hook from Anderson. Muskies within two. About 4 minutes elapsed here in the first half. Once again, Muskies need this win here to keep pace with the other teams. There's a kick out by Keller. Juris is gonna almost has that stone from behind. They're going to get Begis on a little slap down. So his first, team's fourth. Anderson on Keller. Oh, nice job by Keller to keep his footwork there as he almost traveled with it. Anderson gets it up the floor to Campos. Cross court to, ooh, nice save by Nickel. There's a quick crossover, nice lay-in by Carlos Campos. And we're all knotted up at 6 apiece. But if it does come down to the free throws here, at some point, the way the Muskies were getting some early fouls, neither team shoots particularly well. They are in the lower third of the NACC. There's a nice backdoor cut. Juris the assist, and Johnson the bucket. As the Muskies come in shooting 67.7%, which is good for 10th, and the Falcons are at 65 point, which is good for 11th. So Nickel's going to go to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. And that foul is going to be on Zietlow. His first, team's third. Nickel, one of the better free throw shooters on the Muskie squad, shooting 87%. That one rattles in. And we're tied up again at 8 apiece. Lake George just short on that one. Hostine gets it, kicks it out to Begis. He's going to kick the corner. Nickel for three. And Trent Nickel continues his hot shooting streak from beyond the arc. That three gives the Muskies their first lead of the ball game. And wouldn't that be nice if it was the last lead of the ball game? They could build upon that. Boy, George and Campos going at it. Muskie bench want to travel. Anderson rips it away from George, gives out to Hassenstein. We got a 3-on-2, now it's 3-on-3. Nickel kicks to the corner for Campos. And that one stays in for 3. And Coach Cassidy is going to call a timeout here as he's not happy with his team's defensive transition on that. And it's just a 30-second timeout, but the Muskies lead 14-6 on back-to-back threes. I want to invite all Muskie fans watching at home to follow the men's basketball team on their official Twitter account at Muskies MBB and official Facebook page, Lakeland University Men's Basketball. I would also like to follow all Lakeland University Athletics on Facebook or Twitter by simply searching at LU Muskies. I know our track teams already had a couple indoor meets under their belts. I was watching NCAA Division I women's softball this morning, and our softball team's gearing up for their trips to Florida coming soon as they get ready to start their preseason, where there is no snow, as we do have snow predicted here. Tomorrow, about 4 to 5 inches, depending where you are. Saw some flakes this morning. And we have about a week and a half left of the regular men's and women's basketball season before the NACC tournament kicks in here at the end of the month. And with that, that means March Madness, all you basketball nuts out there. Zelo is going to spot one up. He's going to take it in against, they're going to call a late one there in Hasselstein, kind of getting him across the arms, it looks like. I see the officials in a good position for that, though. So that's his first, team's 5th. Zelo at the line to shoot a pair of free throws. He shoots 78% on the season. That one's off the back iron. Interesting, we haven't had any substitutions yet from the Falcon bench. It's late in the season. Everyone's conditioning should be there. Just like to keep the legs fresh. Hassenstein looking. Oh, not quite enough little English on that shot by Anderson, but it was a good look. Zelo for 3. That's off. Campos grabs that. He'll bring it up himself. Lake George giving pursuit in the side. Pulls it up. Hassenstein. He's going to take that in strong. Oh, and that one, I don't know. That's going to be second on Hassenstein. Team 6. So in for the Falcons, number 14, Camden Flowers, and number 21, Alex Anthony. And for the Muskie is number 0, Greg Barber. Zelo, a nice wing drive. They're going to opposite side of the post area. Score for 2. Campos crossover step back, and that was a bullet pass by Barber, and he passes it, saves it, but it's Zelo. He's looking, there's nothing there. Wing drive kicks out to Juris for 3. Juris just spit off. Nice box up by Anthony, and gives it to, and that time actually Barber's smiling because he was already falling backwards. And that's Flowers first. 4th team foul. And Eric Jordan checking in the game for the Muskies. I mention where some of these players are from here. Flowers is a 6'3" junior guard from West Bend, Wisconsin. And then Anthony is a 6'8" junior center from Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin. Meanwhile, for the Muskies, just having the ball there was Eric Jordan. He's a 6'1" Trent Nickel. Give Anderson the assist. Eric Jordan is a 6'1" freshman from Chicago, Illinois. And Greg Barber is a 6'4" junior from Miami, Florida. Flowers pulls up. Barber gets that board. Gives it up to Begees. Begees Anderson, the only starters left in the game for the Muskies. Oh, and Nickel. And there's a 3-ball for Jordan. right now that basket seems pretty big. Kick out to Zietlow. Nichols playing excellent defense on him. Now we have a switch, and that should have been a travel. They're going to say Pegues touched it last. Okay, officials just conferring to make sure. And they're going to say no change of possession. So it'll be 10 seconds or... Okay, Zietlow has it on 5 on the shot clock. Gives it into Anthony, and he does try an up and under little step back. That's going to be way short, an easy one for Anderson to grab. Pegues, little size mismatch here, kicks it out to Anderson for 3. And Johnson tracked that one down. He'll bring up the floor himself now. Pulls up, nice soft touch from the left elbow for Jordan Johnson. Muskies still lead by 6. Almost to the midway point here of the first half. And Anderson gets that missed shot. Kicks it back out. Shot clock reset to 20. Barber, pump fake, kicks it out to, oh boy, they're working around the horn here. Jordan's got it. Kicks it down to Barber. Oh, too hard off the glass. The adrenaline was pumping on that one. Now Barber tracks it down, saves it, gives it up to Jordan. Eric Jordan looking to push it. Get up to Nickel. Nickel will drive to Barber. And that time they're going to call a blocking foul on Alex Anthony. The bucket is good by Barber. And now checking in for the first time is number 11, Tylen Huff, a 6'5" freshman guard from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And Tylen is second in the conference from beyond the arc at shooting 48%, so look for him to put a couple shots up from there. Oh, and we got one more substitution here. Number 30, Sam Kaminsky, a 6'8" senior center from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, checking in. Barber rims that one out. He normally shoots about 70%, just maybe just a little 69 point whatever. Juris spins, gets caught up down there, kicks it back out. Oh, Tylen, he shouldn't be jumping on that one. That's short. Tylen gets the board. And they're going to call, I think, Sam Kaminsky on a hold. So that is his first team 7, so for the remaining 9:49, the Falcons will be in the bonus. Anthony shoots 57%. And checking in for the Falcons is Grant Karsten, number 20, a 6'3" freshman guard from Decatur, Illinois. So Zietlow gets a well-deserved rest there. And he makes the first. Yeah, he makes them both. All right, Pegues has it. Looks over to Coach Schrader for a play. He calls out the play. Jordan kicks around to Barber. Up to Pegues. Out on top of the key. Back to Tylen. That's a little 2-man pick and roll game. And they're going to call that one, I think, on Camden Flowers. That's kind of a little ticky-tack one. I didn't see the slap down, but that's his second, team 6. And now checking in for the Falcons, number 13, Braden Persinger, a 6'3" senior forward from Reedsville, Wisconsin. And there's a kick into Kaminsky, just a bit short on that one. Juris gets the board, kicks it way up the floor to a streaking. Oh, yep. And they're going to say he was going towards the bucket. I think I'm going to give him 2 shots here. Yep. So that's going to be on Barber, his first, team's 8th. And at the line to shoot a pair is Jordan Johnson. Remember, folks, he comes shooting 85%, which is good for 6th in the conference. Nothing but net. Good on the repeat. That pulls the Falcons. Makes it a 2-possession game, possibly a 1 possession here if they were to foul somebody. They made a 3-pointer, which did happen at the end of the game on CW. Tylen Huff hit a 3, and they sent him to the line to shoot a free throw. McGeese gets caught in the baseline, kicks out to Tylen. He thinks about driving in. 6 seconds, 5 on the shot clock. And Juris grabs it. Head's always on a swivel. Kicks out to the corner. Now the wing for 3, that's just a bit off. And nice job by Pegues to tap that out to Tylen. He's going to pull it up as the numbers are not there. Kicks it back to Pegues. Coach Schrader calls the play out. Barber has it in the wing. Now back on the top for Tylen. And that's just a tear off. Nice save by Barber to Pegues. And that time, drive and kicks here. Barber from the short corner, the baseline for 2. Great crowd here today at the Moose. This is always a good matchup. Always very competitive between both teams. Pegues tipped out. Barber gets it, gives up to Tylen. Him against Jordan Johnson. And that one's good as Tylen puts it in for 2. And Johnson's going to pick up his first foul. And the team's 7th. Now for the remaining, we're just 5 seconds under 8 minutes here. The Muskies will be in the bonus. Huff at the line to shoot 1. And that one is halfway down and out. I got to do it on the defensive end. Johnson with step back 3. That's good over the outstretched arms of Sam Kaminsky. So there'll be a substitution here for the Muskies, the next dead ball. Huff gets it. He's going to try, kick it out to Barber on the corner, left corner. Now back up to the left wing for Pegues for 3. Just off. And Johnson grabs it, brings it across the timeline. He's calling for a screen. And we have a mismatch, and definitely, and he missed them both, did Anthony. Kicks it out to Juris. Oh, and I think Anthony came down on his ankle there. He's kind of limping a little bit. And that's going to be a little bit short. It's right to Anthony. He didn't have to move for it. And he misses that one. Barber gets it. And Anthony is, you can see now on the camera, he is, yep. We're going to have a timeout here, which actually, I think the Muskies called a full timeout, which helps the Falcons. And checking in for the Muskies, number 23, Zach Hossenstein, and number 35, Isaac Anderson. And for the Falcons, I believe it was 15, Brandon Keller checking back in. So I can see Alex Anthony going over back towards the locker room area. They're going to test out that ankle a little bit. He did come out a little uniquely, just kind of tweaked it. Oh. All right, Carlos Campos also checked in. And for the first time, number 20, Brandon Rowe, a 6'2 freshman guard from Rio, Wisconsin. Other games on the slate today, we have one that already started at 1 o'clock. That was Concordia Chicago is at Wisconsin Lutheran. Marian's at Edgewood. Dominicans at Illinois Tech. MSOE at Aurora. And Ben U at Rockford. This is what I was saying before. MSOE, Lakeland, and Rockford all have identical 8-7 records. And it's going to come down to head-to-head matchups if they were to finish the same. So that's why every game here is critical. Meanwhile, not to leave out the Falcons, as they are 12-3, one game behind both Ben U and Wisconsin Lutheran, who are 13-2 on the season. And we will have Benedictine here at the Moose next weekend for another doubleheader. Speaking of which, the women will tip off here at the Moose at 4:15. And that was anticipated. That's going to be thrown down here probably by Johnson as he was doing that in the warm-ups. So there's a turnover for the Muskies. A little lack of communication out of that timeout. Not what you want to have happen. And they can still run the play they had drawn up, but it's just not the same. Campos for 3, that was down and out. Johnson gets the board, gives it to Juris. Falcons looking to tie here in another 3-point bucket, at least get to within 1 and a 2. And there's a nice cut. I don't know if Rowe just kind of deflected a little bit or, oh, nice unselfish play there by Carlos Campos on the assist and nickel the bucket. And there's a kick out for 3, and that's going to be tipped to Anderson. Is it to Hassenstein? Juris tries to steal it. Little Euro steps and short arms that one. Alligator arms it. Back out to Rowe on the Anderson rebound. Rowe's just off. Johnson's looking up the floor now. And he shoots it up the floor, but not to an open Keller. Anderson intercepted that one. Kicks out the corner for back to Campos from nickel for 3. And that one's just off. And Persinger grabs that board. And Juris going to slow things down here just a tad bit. Juris had that one stripped a little bit. He's looking for a cutter, I think. Campos gets it. They kick out the corner. Nickel for 3. Nothing but net for Trenton Nickel. So just under 5 here. Anderson gets his hand on that ball as well. And that's, oh, a nice job by Anderson. Anticipate that drop step move, the counter move. Keller picks it back up and doesn't do anything with it. Anderson gets it, gives it up to Rowe. Bring up the right side of the court. Get out of the corner here, folks. There's a corner-to-corner pass, and that's going to be off. Campos gets that board. He's looking to push whenever possible. And they're going to kick it out to Rowe. Rowe for 3. That's going to be a little bit long. But it was the right call. Hassenstein actually called out his teammate on that one, saying pass to him, whereas they both were open. All right, nickel on Johnson. Gives it up to Juris. As the Muskies went underneath that screen, Anderson gets another rebound. And they're going to give that one to Bersinger. And his first, we're going to walk down the other end and shoot some free throws. That is the 8th team foul. Checking in for the Muskies, number 22, Eric Jordan. And also Jaquan Pegis. And for the Falcons, number 1, Isaac Tanet, a 5'8" senior guard from Sacramento, California. And it looks like number 4, Lake George, checks back in as well. And also number 12, Joey Zitlo. So Anderson knocks the first of 2 down. And my stat page isn't updating here, folks, so I'm not providing any team stats or individual stats right now. We're looking at that at halftime. All right, Zilo on nickel. Just goes over the top, a little Harlem Globetrotters move there. And Nickel will remember that one, I'm sure. Not that he'll do the same thing to him, but was a little, whoops. And there's a little miscommunication on the cutting play as Anderson just kind of threw that one out of bounds. So Tanette brings it up the floor. Hands it over to Zietlow. Hands off to Lake George. Juris, as they play the weave on top. Tanette kicks it back to Juris. Juris, that was a bullet pass that Keller could not hang on to. I'm not sure he could have held on to that if he was wearing a baseball glove, since spring training's just around the corner. That had some heat on it. On the shot clock. McGee just pulls it up over to net and sinks to 2 as the Muskies have a double-digit lead, 34-24. Just over 2 minutes here to go in the first half at the Moose. Zietlow has it on the wing. He was thinking shot. Now he's going to work his way around, gives it out to the short corner to net, and he missed nothing but airball on that one. Somehow gets tapped to Juris. He gives it up to Keller, and Anderson gets the block on Keller. Under 2. Muskies lead by 10. Good crowd at the Moose here. We're going to have a substitution for the Muskies, number 0. Greg Barber is checking in for Zach Hotstein. That's a good move, as Zach does have 2 fouls. Hate to have him pick up that cheap third one here at this stage of the game. Juris and Keller playing a little 2-man game. Zietlow just waits for Barber to come running by him, and Zietlow can't connect as that goes back on top, and then Barber gets the board. Big Geese brings it up the floor. He's looking to turn that corner and for a drive. A little crowd in there right now. Goes between the legs now. It kind of lays it up in there. Barber tips it out to Juris, it looks like, just off his finger. Zietlow, he's got the matchup here. He's got nice help by Nickel cutting off that baseline drive. Tanette gives up to Keller. Another block shot by Anderson. 64 seconds here in the half. And running to the bench real quick, or the scores table, is number 32 for the Falcons, Jacob Lord, a 6'4" junior forward from Anaheim, California. He's going to give Keller a little breather going into halftime. Lord has the ball, gives out to Zietlow on the screen. And Juris will drive it in. He'll still up a little teardrop shot. That was off the back iron halfway out, and somehow Zietlow picks it up, puts it back in. About 15-second difference between the shot and the game clock. So Nickel looks over at Coach Schrader. They're going to give the ball to Jay Kwan here. High screen. Now they allowed the switch to happen, so there's 8 on the clock. And Pegues kicks it out to Anderson. Shot fake. Back on top to Jordan. 2 on the clock, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. That's one that Anderson probably should have pulled the trigger on. They should have recognized the mismatch in the first place. But checking in for the Falcons, number 24, Jordan Johnson. And also number 20, Grant Karsten. For a while there, Isaiah Tunette was on Isaac Anderson. They should have just posted him up. And so shot clock is off, 8 seconds to go in the half. Johnson looking to weave around. He's going to step. He's going to go against, gives out to Zietlow. Barber's got to stay on the floor here. And that's going to be off, and that's how the first half is going to end. Muskies lead 34-26. We'll look into this stats thing and come back in about 10 minutes. We'll give you complete halftime stats as well as look around the rest of the conference. they're going to have Juris, Keller, Johnson, Zietlow, and George. So we'll start the second half for both teams the same way we did the first half. And there's the buzzer. Don't forget, this is the first game of a doubleheader this afternoon, as the women will tip off at 4:15. All right, Juris brings the ball across the timeline. Once again, I look for them to kind of go even more inside than they were the first half to try and get the percentage up a little bit, get the confidence back, and also maybe free up their three-point shooters. Juris gives it down to Keller on a little two-man game. Almost a stealer by Keller, and Anderson is going to give it cross court to Campos. As White tried to save it, and going up halfway at the bleachers is Lake George. So a little early miscue here by the Muskies. So George will come over on this backcourt, and he was protecting his face there from the official's whistle. The officials like to blow that whistle kind of hard sometimes, and the players least expect it. And switching hands in the air is Juris. Nice box out there by Anderson on Keller. And Pegues tries to get it out to White. White does try to get down, gets it back out to Pegues. He'll bring it back out and reset. Anderson to White in the corner. Now dribbles on top towards the key. Campos gives it out to Pegues on the left wing. He dribbles to the left elbow. Can't convert that two. And Juris grabs the board. Zietlow for three, give Juris the assist. Now for Juris, that's just his second assist here of the game. Remember, he does come averaging a league best 7.3 per contest. Anderson, there's a nice little double. That's going to be off of Zietlow as he just kind of lost it. Works out in the Muskie favor. 10 seconds on that shot clock. While we're talking about assists, Jaquan Pegues is fifth in the conference at 4 assists per game. Anderson on Juris, kick it out to Nickel for three. That's gonna be that's gonna be an air ball, just a little out of his range for that particular one. We've seen him make it before. That gets some jeers from the Falcon faithful. Juris brings it across the timeline. Pegues is going to pick him up. Johnson and Tony White. And a little too hard that time. Anderson tracks it down. Campos keeps it inbounds as Johnson kind of goes by him. Campos just off for three. Nice tap there by Trenton Nickel, right in the hands of Anderson. A lot of times players try to tip that back up, but that was a much better look. So Tony White touched that one out of bounds. 20 seconds on the shot clock, plenty of time. Muskie's still maintaining a 5-point lead here, 2.5 minutes gone in the second half. Zietlow kind of nonchalant there. Nickel almost had a beat on it. Here comes the screen. Muskies going underneath those screens until the Falcons can prove they can shoot it. 5 seconds on the shot clock. That's going to be tapped out of bounds by a Muskie on the drive attempt by Lake George. Backdoor cut. And they're going to get Anderson on a little body there. So the bucket is good by Zietlow, and that's going to be Anderson's second foul, first of the second half. Zietlow at the line to shoot a free throw. Zietlow 1 of 2 today so far. Make that 2 of 3. Now it's just a 2-point ball game here. Still early in the second half. You can see Jaquan's going to come over and call a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout as Coach Schrader wants to draw something up. You can also, as Pegues was coming across, his sun was shining across his face, trying to peek out in the windows here. But for the most part, been an overcast day. So looking at the remaining schedule here for the Muskie men, they basically have 3 games left in the regular season. They'll be on the road February 12th against Aurora. And then next weekend, once again, we have Senior Day for both the men and women. It's a doubleheader as we welcome Benedictine University to town. And then the final regular season game will be February 18th at Rockford, is where they'll finish up. Once again, all these games are pivotal as Lakeland, as MSW, Lakeland, and Rockford all have the same record and are vying for those last 3 spots. But still, with a slight sliver of hope, is going to be Edgewood, as they're at 6-9. CUC lost earlier to Wisconsin Lutheran. So by my accounts, that pretty much takes them out of it now, as they are 6-10 in the conference. With 3 games to go, they are definitely on the outside looking in. But that all depends, once again, how MSW, Lakeland, and Rockford do this afternoon, as Rockford is taking on Ben U. So that'll be an interesting one to keep an eye on. If a score is reported, that was one of the only game not reporting so far. Again, Muskie's looking to get a good shot here. Zilo's not letting Campos through. Now Pegues got to take it in on his own. Juris grabs that board. That was a good no call by the officials on Campos and Zilo there. They're both jockeying for position. Campos on George. George flips it in for 2, and we're all knotted up at 16:36 here to go in the second half at 36 apiece. Campos in the corner for 3. That's good. Boy, the Muskies needed that, and so did Carlos. He had some that were just halfway down and popped back out that first half. Nice job by Anderson there. 8 seconds on the shot clock. And Johnson just kind of gets his own little missed shot. Puts it back in for 2. White inbounds to Pegues. Back to White. Looking at the corner. Now White's going to take it in. And he'll flip it in for 2. Going across the free throw lane. These 2 teams could possibly meet again in the NACC tournament, as CUW's already qualified, and the Muskies look at there. Keller gets one over Anderson, is looking to qualify. Our top 2 seeds get a bye that first round. Anderson gets trapped. White takes it in strong, give Anderson the assist, and White the bucket. That was good, solid defense for a while there. And White intercepts that one. Campos saves it, and they're going to say he was out of bounds. But good hustle by the Muskie players. And checking in now is number 22, Eric Jordan, and number 23, Zach Hassenstein. Give Nickel and White a little breather. Just under 15 here to go in the second half. Keller traveling. And Anderson grabs that one on the baseline move by Keller. And Pegues working his way around. That's a dead ball. Tapped out to Keller. He'll give it up to Johnson. Zilo's calling for it. He's been wide open. Not anymore, he's not. Now Jordan's on him. Nice dump down. And he had position that time. Good recognition by Johnson on the assist. Back to a 1-point ball game. Campos baseline drive. He kicks it out to pass the ball around. Anderson for 3. It's a little hard. He fouls his own miss, though. Lays it in for 2. as the CUW defense and rebounding broke down. Zelo crossing over on Jordan, trying to fake him out. Jordan, nice job staying on the ground. Hasselstein and Johnson. Johnson pulls it up, a little bit short. Campos gets that. He's pushing the effort here. Hasselstein on the right wing. He'll bring it back to the center. He's going to break things down. And they're going to say it's off of Zach. Now checking in for the Falcons, number 21, Alex Antoni, which is good to see as he left that first half. Looked like a little ankle injury. So he might have gotten a fresh tape job or something, but looking good right now. So that's always good to see. You hate to see anybody get hurt. Although it is part of athletics. And another missed opportunity there by George. He was open for a foul as Hasselstein gets it. And Anderson, a nice drive from the top of the key there. And Coach Schrader looking for a foul. None to be had. Puts it in for two. Juris to George. And that one, Anderson just got an elbow in the eye. A little short-handed here, but give Campos the assist. And Eric Jordan for two. Anderson looks to be already shaking it off. Got popped in the left eye. There's the show and the recover. Jordan spin around. Nothing but net for two. Campos just cruises by everybody, gives it out to Jordan. Almost stolen by Zelo there. Bring it back out, work it around. There we go. Back to Jordan. He'll step into a three-point shot, and that's good. Nothing but net. And Johnson's going to control. He's going to settle things down here. Coach Cassidy's calling for a play. Yep, he's going to call for a timeout. As I see Brandon Persinger's also checking in for the Falcons. So nice little flurry there by the Muskies to counteract the run that the Falcons were making. As they now lead 52-44. Just under 12 minutes here to go in the half. Once again, I want to like everybody, all the Muskie fans watching at home, follow the men's basketball team on the official Twitter account. All you need to do is search at Muskies MBB and official Facebook page, Lakeland University Men's Basketball. Or if you prefer to follow all LU athletics on Facebook or Twitter, simply search at LU Muskies. So a game of interest right now for the Muskie fans is that MSOE game, as they're ahead of the Muskies in the standings, and they still trail Aurora 43-52 with 13:30 to go. Joey Zelo now leads all scorers with 17 points. 22 seconds on that shot clock, plenty of time. Juris has the ball back. Nice backdoor cut by Johnson. As they caught the Muskies over playing a no weak side help that time. So well-designed play by Coach Cassidy. So Campos gives up to Hassenstein. Nice power move, uses the body. Creates the contact, no foul, but puts it in for two. Trying to watch Anthony. Looks like he's moving, like I said, pretty well on that ankle. Johnson looking on Hassenstein. Tries to thread the needle on that one. Anderson picks it up. Hassenstein kicks it. He's going to kick it out to Campos in the corner for three. Just off the mark. Zelo grabs it. Anthony on top, gives it out to Johnson. I like what Johnson's doing. He's taking right at Hassenstein. Zach does have 2 fouls. And Juris weaves his way in there. And Pegues, even though he slapped at it, it was all ball. Despite what Juris is saying there, it was all ball. Still muscled it in. Yeah, Pegues working his way around. And he's just got that quickness about him that's hard to guard. And Juris for 3 from the corner. That was good. Give Johnson the assist. He has a few choice words for Pegues. Pegues and him are kind of smiling at each other after exchanging frivolities. Oh, that time that was read well by the Falcons. It's going to be on the floor, and we're going to call a jump ball, and that will favor the Muskies. And we're going to see Trenton Nickel checking in for Carlos Campos. Officials working out the perspiration on the floor. All right, everyone seems happy. Hassenstein gives a little shake and bake. Hits the bucket. And Anthony grabs that one on the nice little pick and roll. Hassenstein for a deep 3 for 3. That was almost from the Mill Pond in Plymouth. It was so deep. Juris says, if you can, so can I, with a little crossover 3. So both teams exchange 3-point buckets. This is the rivalry, folks. And Jaquan Anderson is going to be, I'm going to call it off of Persinger, it looks like. You can see the women's team coming in. Getting ready for their game. It tips off at 4:15. Jordan backs it out, gives up to Hassenstein. Persinger on him. He looks to exploit on the low crossovers. Jordan, Eric Jordan for 3. Muskie getting some timely 3s here. And that is the game of basketball today, folks. Oh, a nice hanging one there by Juris as he flexes his muscles too. Which is also the thing to do nowadays in basketball at all different levels. But small balls in, as evidenced by the recent Houston Rockets trading out Capella. They now have nobody on their roster taller than 6'6", I believe. So they are truly going small ball and see if they can beat the Lakers and the Clippers out west. Get themselves a title. Juris pulls up for 3. That's going to be high off of there. And the small, and they're going to call that one on Persinger. His second personal. Just the first foul. Pretty clean second half here by both teams. Checking in for the Falcons, number 14, Camden Flowers. You know, each team with 7:45 here to go. 1 team foul apiece. That's pretty good. So the officials are letting them play. We just hope that continues down the stretch here because that's not what the players are used to. And that's the way they're going to approach their offensive and defensive mindsets. A little bumping and grinding down there. Nice crossover by Jordan, another 3. That's going to be just off. Pegues can't wrestle it down. It's going to stay Muskie ball. East inbound. Nichols set the screen for Jordan. Anderson gets it in the third option. He'll back it out. Gives up to Hassenstein. The handoff into the corner. They're going to work this one around in the corner. Now on the right wing, left wing. Hostine with some crossovers. Can't get that to drop. He's looking for a foul. Nothing's going to be had. Johnson gets it, brings it up the floor. He's taking it right at Anderson. That's going to be good. So give Johnson 2-point bucket. There's going to be a blocking foul on Anderson. So he is the first player to pick up 3 fouls. Only the team's second. And Johnson at the line to shoot a free throw for an old-fashioned 3-point play. That ties him with Johnson today is perfect on the free throw line, going 2 of 2. Make that 3 of 3. So just over 7 minutes here to go exactly now. Muskies lead by 3. Looking to get a little counter that with a little run of their own. Anderson and Nickel. Nickel crosses back over to the baseline. He's stopped down there. Kicks it back on top to Eric Jordan. 10 on the shot clock. Hasenstein against Flowers. Out to Jordan. Jordan will put it up for 3, and that's good right in the face of Juris. That's a tough one there because now you got a hot player that you're guarding in Juris's case, and you don't want to get up on him too much because he's going to blow right by you possibly. Good body there by Hasenstein on Johnson. Calls for the screen. Now we have a switch. 8 on the shot clock. Oh, and a big fake by Flowers, and Jordan was just mad at himself that time. Jordan knows better than to do that. He's got to stay on the ground. And a kick out to Nickel for 3. And that's good for 3 from the corner. Give Pegues the assist. You can see Juris wanted that 3, but that was just off. Flowers with the rebound, and the putback can't get it. Hasenstein comes out of nowhere and rips it down. Kicks over to Pegues. Oh, and that was, I think he just lost that one. That probably should have been a pass to Jordan in the middle. And now Juris does the right job thing. He takes it right at, yep. And Pegues is trying to pick up that foul, but they might give this one to Hasenstein, and they do. So that's going to be the third one on Zach Hasenstein. Team's third foul. And at the line to shoot a pair of free throws is number 14, Camden Flowers. He shoots 82% on the season. It's not enough to get him in the top 10 on his either attempts or the games played, but misses the first, and Joey Zelo checks back in. And give Jordan Johnson a little breather here and look for him to come back in, maybe about the 4-minute mark. As I believe he is the leading scorer in the game right now with 20 points. So it makes 1 of 2, gives it up to Pegues to bring up the floor. Muskies lead by 6. 5 minutes to go. Oh, Anderson had Nickel down there for a split second. Now Pegues is going to take it in. They're going to give him the continuation. Are they going to say it's good? They're going to say baseline. So that's going to be out 14. That's Flowers' third. Second team foul. I'm going to say it's before the shot. So that tells me that Flowers knew he was beaten, intentionally fouled him. And Pegues, crossovers, can't get that little free throw jumper to drop. Juris brings it to the floor. And Pegues got a little too aggressive that time. It's going to be his second personal, team's fourth. And here comes Johnson back into the game. And someone's got to leave here. All right, Anthony's going to leave. Hotstein bodying him up. Johnson makes him fade away. That's a tough shot. And they're going to call nickel, I think, on a little clear out. Yeah, we're going to say push Zietlow. So that's only his first, team's fifth, however. Remember, too long ago, I just mentioned that there's only 2 fouls the entire second half, and now they're starting to rack up a little bit for the Muskies. Juris steps back on that 3. That's going to be long. Oh, there's a push in the back that the officials missed on Johnson right there. That's one you can't have. You got to call that one, especially if I can see it up here. And nice open hands there. Jordan picks it up. He's going to try and take it out with a little Euro step, and it's going to be off the hands of Jordan. Good transition back there by the Falcons to make that a tough shot for Eric Jordan. So under 4 to go. Muskies lead by 6. Look for this one to go down to the wire. Some nice hesitation there, moves by Flowers as he lays it high off the glass for 2. All right, that brought the Falcon bench alive. CW's got a nice crowd here today. Hotstein thought he's going to weave his way in there, puts it, gets his own rebound, and puts it back in for 2. Must need to do it on this end, though. This is where it all starts. Always defensively, stay down. There's a size mismatch down there. We got to play some help side defense. That was a little too far under for Zietlow. He kicks it back out. Johnson. Hossenstein back down to Zietlow. We got nickel on him. Nice collapse by the defense and go back. Johnson going to take that one in strong. And they're going to give the bucket and the foul on Anderson. That's going to be number 4 on Anderson. And that's going to be key in this game right now. So checking in for Jordan is Carlos Campos. That is also the 6th team foul. So the next foul by the Muskies will put the Falcons into the bonus situation where they're able to score without any time coming off the clock. So Johnson looking to cut this lead to 3 with 2:42 to go. Makes that one. All right, Pegues to bring out the floor. Plenty of timeouts for both coaches. This is where, I know we're making some threes here, but I'd like to go inside, try and create some contact, get to the free throw line ourselves. There's a kick out to Campos on the top for 3. That's going to be a little hard off the back iron like I saw when we left. There's a tip out right to Zietlow. Zietlow, it's a foot race here in Campos. He lays it in for 2, and now the within 1 point. All right, and we got a foul hold on Zietlow. His 2nd personal, team's 3rd, but it's a 1-point ball game. Once again, I would like to work it down low here still. You don't want to settle unless it's a good look. And Coach Trader's going to call a timeout here. I think we're going to have a full timeout. So that gives us an opportunity to take one last look around the conference and get some updates. So once again, Wisconsin Lutheran beat Concordia Chicago 77-68. With 6.5 to go, Marion leads Edgewood 60-55. With 4:39 to go, Illinois Tech is leading Dominican 72-53. And also with about 6 minutes to go, Aurora leads MSOE 72-56. Still no report from the Ben U and Rockford game, so don't worry about that. But if you want to check these scores as well as the rest of the news and the rest of in the NACC conference, simply log into their website, naccsports.org. Meanwhile, in this game, leading all scorers is Jordan Johnson. He has a double-double actually in the day with 23 points and 10 rebounds. Leading scorer for the Muskies is Trenton Nickel with 15. Isaac Anderson has collected 13 rebounds. and also has 10 points, so he has a double-double as well. Jaquan Pegues has 6 assists, which is good because he is 5th in the conference at assists at 4 per game. And Juris, the conference assist leader, has 7. So he's just a hair below his per game average. All right, so timeout's over. 26 seconds on the shot clock. Jaquan Pegues gets it on top. The Muskies will sort out. They're going to set a double screen for Campos. There's a backdoor cut. There was 2 options on that one, as they're worried about the Carlos on top. So Hassenstein the bucket and Anderson the assist. And there's that's a tough one. I didn't have the angle on it, but that's going to be the 4th on Hassenstein. And that will be the 7th team foul, more importantly, for the Falcons. So that'll put Johnson at the line to shoot a pair of 1-and-1. He still is perfect for the day, going 4 of 4. Gets that one a drop. All right, nobody's subbing in. Minute 46 here to go with the Moose. Or 106 seconds if you want to think about it in that aspect. Makes them both remain perfect on the day. Muskies looking to space out here once again. Nickel drives it, kicks out to Pegues. He'll bring it back out. Pegues working around. Anderson's going to drive that one in. He's going to pull up, and there's a block by Johnson. Zelo gets it, gives up to Juris. Good hustle back there, transition defense by the Muskies. Now, if they make this bucket, the Falcons, they can take the lead back. Just need good communication on defense here. Juris is going to take it in. A little hard off. Anderson collects it. It gives out to Pegues. 1 minute to go here, folks. 1 minute. Pegues going to take that one in strong. He's going to go to the line to shoot some free throws, as Johnson's saying he pushed off. So that's only Johnson's 2nd foul, team's 4th. Pegues at the line to shoot 2. And Jaquan makes the first. We got Campos and Hassenstein back on defense. Makes both of those. Now the Falcons can tie it with the 3. So you want to guard against that line. Foul situations. Johnson pulls up for 2. That's going to be a little bit long. Hassenstein gets it. Look for the Falcons possibly to start fouling here. Once they get across the timeline, and they indeed do. All right, so they're going to play the solid defense. You know, there's 2 philosophies on that. There is time. Nickel's going to take that. It's going to be off a Nickel. And we're going to have a full timeout here by Coach Cassidy and the Falcons, because that was a solid drive. Nickel thought he got hammered on that one, but the official is not going to listen. So the shot clock is off. 26.2 seconds to go in the game. And I see we have a brand new Falcon checking in. Number 23, Garrett Hoffman, a 6'3" junior guard from Belgium, Wisconsin. Remember, stay tuned after the game. I'll let the iPad refresh for about 30 seconds, and we'll give you complete post-game stats. And also don't forget, our second game this afternoon tips off at 4:15 as the women will tip off for both teams. Pre-game show will start about 4:08. We have an exciting day here on the beautiful campus of Lakeland University in Plymouth, Wisconsin. Also want to remind all the gentlemen out there listening that you have less than 1 week to buy your special loved one a Valentine's Day gift. Carlos Campos here just, saying hands up, don't foul, especially don't foul a three-point shooter. I would probably put somebody up here because I don't want them rolling the ball in to save any time at all, just in case. All right, and see Coach Schrader yelling at 23. Hoffman's a shooter. He could be a shooter. And he's been sitting on the bench a long time. We'll have him come in. Johnson on Hasenstein. Hasenstein has 4 fouls, so does Anderson. Juris is eyeing out that 3. Yeah, it looks like Hoffman, they're going to get him to shoot if they can. This one's going to go. There's a swing. Step back 3 by Johnson. That's going to be off, and Hasenstein tips it to himself. We're going to have a foul here, and that's a huge rebound, folks, with 4.5 seconds left. And Coach Cassidy is not happy at all on the amount of contact on that situation. He's being warned to get back, or else this would not be a good time for a technical foul. Two officials are talking here. They've already made their decision. Be kind of tough to reverse it right now, and that would draw the ire of Coach Schrader. All right, they're going to give it to the Muskies. I think we're going to see what they're talking about. They're going to have the players go over to each of their respective benches as they talk about this situation. So, once again, the Muskies lead 76-73, 4.5 seconds left. CUW is in the bonus situation. They do have some fouls to give, so that's the other issue, is with only 14 fouls, they're going to have to do 3 quick ones, and that every time they do that, it's going to take a little bit more time off the clock once they inbound it. And that's all I know at this point in time here, folks. They are still in a conversation out there. Never having been an official myself, I've always been on the bench side of things. All right, so they're going to come here to the scores table. They might be discussing how much time is on the clock as well. Which may be what Coach Cassidy was also arguing about when he was getting all heated. Okay, so the foul is on Zietlow. His 3rd, team's 5th. All right, both coaches getting explanations here from what the officials are talking about. And Coach Cassidy is hot. Coach Schrader a little more calm. I can hear Coach Cassidy up here, and he just threw the clipboard. And he's going to get teed up here pretty quick. I'd just tee him up. Yeah, the officials letting him vent. Players are now pulling Coach back. All right, so look for the Falcons to foul as they're picking up full court. And we're going to have Lake George checking in really quickly here. And also number 13, Braden Persinger, sorry. All right. Officials telling both benches to sit. And there's a quick foul, 3.9 now left on the clock. So the Falcons have one more they need to use up before he can put the Muskies. And that foul's on Juris, his first personal, team 6. So they need to foul one more time and then hope that the Campos, and that's who you want to get the ball into, our best free throw shooter. He does shoot 87%, almost 88%, and that is 3rd in the conference. That's the 2nd, team 7, so I don't know why they're not walking to our end to shoot. They should be shooting a 1-and-1. So that is George's 2nd personal. 3.2 on the clock. Now we have the offense-defense coming in here. All right, so checking in for the Falcons, number 14, Camden Flowers, number 23, Garrett Huffman. So the three-point shooters. So the Muskies are going to pull their players back. Really, all Carlos needs to do is make one of these, make the first one here. And Coach Cassidy's going to call a timeout. Nope, okay. He was yelling timeout. And he missed it. And there's a timeout. And that one had a little too much strength on it. Went off the back iron. As I see both Lake George and Persinger checking back in for the Falcons. And also Brandon Keller checking back in. So now, 3 seconds left. There's two coaching philosophies out there. You play solid defense, or you foul them in the backcourt right away so you have the advantage on the offensive, on the rebounding here on the other end, on the free throw attempts, rather than rather than fouling a shooter on this end. And you also don't want to allow them to hoist one up and get a lucky three-point shot that drops. We go to overtime. So we will see, or do you put just a little ball pressure on them as well? All right, so how we're going to end the game here for the Falcons. It'll be Johnson, Juris, Persinger, Zietlow, and Keller. And for the Muskies, Pegues, Hasenstein, Campos, Nickel, and Anderson. You know, and every coach practices on the offensive end. We all have plays that we run with different times off the clock, on the clock. So you're looking for a deep pass, and that's intercepted by Nickel, and that's going to be the ball game. And there's going to be a foul, which is not needed by Zietlow, but with 0.7 seconds left. And that foul is going to be on Zietlow. That's going to be his fourth personal. Coach Schrader was halfway over to the bench to shake the hands already. He soon just let the clock run out, and Zietlow wasn't going to have any part of that. So Nickel at the line to shoot free throw. And he makes that one. That'll be the ball game, folks. The Muskies go on to win this one with 0.7 seconds left, because the Muskies will just let them shoot. So stay tuned to give me about 30 seconds for the iPad to update. I'll give you a complete post-game stats. And Nickel sinks that one, no problem. So that's a big win here for the Muskies at the Moose as they sweep the season series. But these two teams might meet again in the NACC tournament. So it might be always tough to be a team 3 times. And if you're either Ben U or Wisconsin Lutheran, you're breathing just a little bit easier, especially now Wisconsin Lutheran has a 2-game lead on Concordia, Wisconsin. And once again, my iPad is not updating fully here, so give me a little bit of time. Stuck on 55. Oh, there we go. Finally updated. All right, folks. First for the visiting Falcons from CUW. They finished the game 29 of 71 from the field for 41.8%. 4 of 18 from beyond the arc for 22%. And 11 of 13 from the free throw line for 84.5%. They had 12 turnovers, 9 points off of Muskie turnovers, 44 total rebounds, 29 defensive and 15 offensive, 10 second chance points, 9 bench points, 46 points in the paint, 6 fast break points, 2 blocks, 7 steals, and 10 assists. Individually, Jared Juris finished with 10 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Lake George, 4 points, 1 rebound. Joey Zietlow, 19 points, 4 rebounds. Braden Persinger, 4 rebounds. Camden Flowers, 5 points, 1 rebound. Brandon Keller, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Grant Karsten, 1 rebound. Alex Antoni, 4 points, 5 rebounds. Garrett Huffman played well. Jordan Johnson led all scorers, I believe, with 25 points and 10 rebounds and 3 assists. Now, meanwhile, for your victorious Lakeland